Hi everyone, I'm Gautam aka The Seeker of Wisdom. I'm a manifestation coach, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the 4 things to keep in mind when it comes to manifesting your SP. Now, before I do so, guys, I'd like to remind you I am available for coaching. I offer hourly, monthly, email, and DM coaching. The link will be in the description down below. I also have a Facebook group where I upload resources and where you can ask me questions anonymously. And I also have a mailing list where I post articles from time to time and also my latest offers for coaching as well. Again, all the link will be in the description down below, so be sure to check them out. And without further ado, guys, let's get to it. So here are the 4 things to remind yourself of when manifesting an SP. So the first thing is how you see yourself with regards to the SP. So this is basically self concept with regards to SP, because remember, you can have multiple different self concepts for different aspects of your life. So we are particularly focusing on the aspect when it comes to SP. So you always see yourself as being wanted, loved, and chosen by your SP. You see yourself as the prize. You see yourself as the most important person rather than your SP, and you maintain that self concept throughout in order to manifest SP. Because remember, manifesting SP is actually quite easy, but sustaining that relationship, cultivating it, growing it, and keeping that relationship in a happy place, that's the big deal. That's the challenge for a lot of people. And in order to do that, you really need to see yourself as the prize, so that you won't have any fears or doubts such as will they leave me, and so on and so forth, right? So again, the first thing is how you see yourself. That's one of the most important things. Now the second thing is how you see SP. You see, when you are manifesting SP, oftentimes it's very easy to lose sight of why you even began this journey, right? So what do I mean by this? Like, when you're manifesting an SP, oftentimes people tend to focus on the unfavorable aspects of SP, and they often get frustrated when they don't see movement right in front of their eyes, because remember, there's always movement. It's just a matter of whether or not you see it from where you are right now. And when it comes to this, like, it's so easy to see SP in a very unfavorable way. Like, why isn't he calling me, or why isn't she calling me? What is she thinking? Do they not love me? Are they forgetting about me, and so on and so forth, right? It's so easy to fall into this trap. So this is why it's very important to always think favorably about SP as much as you can, right? Assume the best, because most of the time, right, all that you're doing is assuming unfavorable things. It takes the same amount of energy, if not lesser, to assume favorable things than it takes to assume unfavorable things. So always, see SP in a favorable manner. Don't always go to the worst case scenario. Think the best and expect the best, and they will show up as the best version of themselves, right? So the third thing is how you view your overall relationship dynamic with SP. So basically, when it comes to manifesting an SP, right? Oftentimes people have a lot of ideas about how this relationship was. Say, like, if you are manifesting an X, in most cases it is the case where people are manifesting SP. They are talking about someone they've had an interaction with in the past, right? So when it comes to this, people often view the relationship in a very unfavorable way. In the sense that they feel like they contributed more. They were putting in a lot more effort than the SP. They were doing a lot of the quote unquote chasing, and they were contributing to the point where they felt very exhausted, right? So you have to change that dynamic in your mind. Even if, like, you are manifesting an unknown person, for example, right? Never imagine situations or scenarios where you are putting them on a pedestal, right? Envision a situation where you guys are equal, right? You're contributing to the relationship in equal parts, and you have a mutual, loving, caring, committed relationship, and that's what you go for. And so if you think that you used to contribute like maybe 80%, and SP is contributing like maybe 20%, right? You got to change the dynamic in your mind, right? Always come at it from a place that SP and I are always contributing equally, in our ideal relationship, and envision that situation in your mind as much as you can. So again, the third thing is how you view your overall relationship dynamic. Now the fourth one, this is going to be tricky, so please bear with me. This is how you think SP views you, right? So how you think SP views you. Now, why is that important? Why is that important is because oftentimes when people are manifesting their SP, right, they always bump into other people who are actually showing interest to them, Okay, so people are always like, coming to them and showing a lot of interest to them, and they say they want to pursue a relationship with them and so on, and people get confused. They are like, okay, why is this happening? Right? Like, why is it that when I'm manifesting my SP, other people are coming except the SP? Right? It's because you think that SP is seeing you in a very unfavorable way. Maybe you think like, oh, he thinks like, I'm not worthy, or she thinks I'm not worth pursuing, or they don't want me in a relationship and so on. But those are your thoughts. You are putting assumptions, or you are putting thoughts into your SP, to think that way. Because remember, thought transmissions are real, and because you're the only one with free will, you are literally telling them what to think about you. Right? And if you are feeding them unfavorable thoughts about yourself, that has to be pushed out too. So if you think, oh, SP is never interested in me, they never want to pursue something with me, that's also related to self concept. But this aspect of it is often overlooked when you think about self concept. Right? So when you're thinking about self concept, essentially, like, you think like, I'm wanted, loved, and chosen, and fair enough, that gets pushed out in many other ways. Right? But when it comes to like SP itself, you you may tend to overlook it, in the sense that you may not think, okay, SP wants to pursue me. Right? And that's why it's so important to distinguish just this particular aspect of it, and make sure that you are thinking favorably when it comes to this as well. So again, the idea is how you think SP sees you. So you always come at it from a place that SP always wants to see you, SP loves you, SP cares for you, and SP really loves to be in a relationship with you. And when you can come to that perspective, guys, nothing can stop you. So again, the four things are how you see yourself, how you see SP, and how you view your relationship dynamic, and last but not least, how you think SP sees you. Right? When all four of these things are in a favorable place, trust me, SP has to come, SP has to manifest, and you have to sustain this mental diet. And it's not just a matter of like sustaining it for a day, sustain it throughout as much as you can, for a week or a month, however long it takes to harden into fact. Right? So at one point though, this won't feel like a chore. It will become natural as possible, because you have been priming your brain to think this way. Right? A lot of these thoughts that we are having right now, a lot of these assumptions that we are having right now, came from a single thought that was repeated to ourselves over and over and over again. Maybe it was reinforced to us by society as we were growing up, and that's why it feels so natural right now. So no thought always existed as a natural thought in our mind. At some point it had to be repeated over and over and over again until we accepted it to be natural. So you can do the same things for favorable thoughts as well, and that's what we are trying to do here, ensuring that this is repeated in our mind over and over and over again until it's cemented to the point where it feels natural to think this way. Right? So we have come to the end of this video, guys. I hope that made sense. If this video resonated with you, be sure to drop a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe, turn on the notification bell, so that you know when I upload a new video every single week. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy manifesting. Peace.